In the Revachol Citizens Militia, there is only one officer superstar. This is his story.
Editor Hoos here for a quick reminder. Likes tell YouTube that this video is worthwhile, so please give it a thumbs up. The same goes for comments. I'd love for you to offer constructive criticism, but even a word or two of encouragement tells the algorithm and me that you care. I know your time is valuable. Thank you for spending it here. Lars covered these long, dusty windows. We'll check that out in a second. Let's go check out the stuff over here. There's a box. There's something there. Some yellow stuff. 50 years ago, this place was the heart of innovation, he says.
And Mikael noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blond man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Trant Heilostam. You must be Kim Kituragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Hypertext, huh?
Nice to meet you.
Hold on. Hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Okay. Says it as if it's self-evident, and it's not evident to me. Certainly not to Superstar, I'm guessing.
He's just making up fancy words. This doesn't mean anything.
I agree. Wait, what was that about the windows before?
Oh yes, so Mikael. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Interesting. I still have to deal with window glare. Maybe I should have no window on my wall. You and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikael, say hi to the officers.
He rests his hand on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching to his worm-themed coloring book.
Mikael's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into verbs lately.
Fascinating.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
The funniest thing about that statement is my father is a professor who's been on a whole bunch of radio shows, and there is a particular cadence to the way he speaks.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikael before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
Really, that interesting?
Well, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
Wow, get a load of this guy. Encyclopedia really enjoys its trivia. What's so fascinating about an old, empty building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
He raises his hand to his eyes, springtime sun warming his handsome face. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Feld Electrical. And Feld, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
They're also the people that Kim theorized could have been on the receiving end of the firing squad. Let's look at the building looming over us.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
Going back a second, there was an electrical company that we got in touch with when we were over by the cursed building and talking on the PA or the doorbells, but I don't think it was Feld Electrical. I think it was a different name. I don't recall. I don't think I've ever heard of this Feld Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here.
And it was Tricentennial that we heard the kind of strange ghostly voice on. And what was that ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
No way. A tape computer?
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer.
Wow. The average consumer having their own computer.
Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
He grins, admiring the sentence he just produced.
He assumes something like a combat stance, facing the wind.
This is a weird conversation. And then what happened?
Indeed. What?
No, that's what I asked you.
The revolution!
Yes, the revolution?
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes, possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
He pauses, pointing to the other building, then continues.
All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
You're saying that Feld Electrical built this boardwalk?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
Oh, that's unfortunate, although I thought I saw it on the map.
A pleasure wheel?
The lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon, as if picturing gondolas rising to the sky.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
Oh boy, I wonder if Feld accidentally drove the Insulinian phasmid to extinction. What happened to the engineers, the company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikael here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
Oh, I bet you would like that.
He means that the boys got shot by the communists. The boys were bourgeois.
Yes, I gathered that. Oh my gosh. We can turn to Mikael and say he means they all got shot in the head because they were bourgeois. Now, do you know what the bourgeoisie is? So the question is, there's two questions. How shitty a person is Superstar? And how bad is he with kids? This seems crazy. I'm not going to do it. Tape computers, right.
Tape computers.
What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
What was that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
I guess, sure, okay. You say that like you expect us to know what that
A
is.
short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bombessier-Dansolint. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree.
This guy is a little much.
I tried to get Mikael to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
Mm-hmm. Right, because that other thing sounds dry as fuck. How did those tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
He raises his finger, remembering something.
Buckle up.
Yeah, it sounds like we ought to buckle up. Jesus.
10 years ago, I did
Oh,
a
God.
little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Jews joined the team, trying to...
Wait, did he just say Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre?
I believe he did reaction speed.
He did it. He said Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre, like it's the most natural thing in the world.
Yeah, he sure did.
What the hell is a Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
That's what I'm saying. In fact, that's exactly what we're gonna ask.
The Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre for Contemporary Arts. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
You're making this up. Let's turn to Kim. Kim, is he making this up?
In fact, I'm not. The Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research centre.
We just gained a thought. Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre. Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre. Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre. Temporary research bonus. -1 suggestion as an outsider. The research time is only 42 minutes. The problem is, it's Wednesday evening, and something heinously exciting is underway. People have gathered beneath the billowing roof of an oddly shaped trophy building, sipping wine and exchanging opinions. 29-year-old Wunder twins, Guy and Keith Joost, are the stars of the show with their bomber jackets and white sneakers, head curators of this art exhibit. It's the Wompty-Dom-Dom-Diest event of the year, and all the cool kids have RSVP'd. Where are you if you're not there? I'm not sure we're ever going to be there. Go on, Trant.
But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Yeah, it definitely sounds delicate.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Cool.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The Feld playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
Wait, the Feld playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld playback experience, but those are incorrect.
How would you know? You weren't there. Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
He takes a step back. The boardwalk creaks mournfully in the wind. I wonder if we can get in there and see it. It's a lot of talk about something if we can never see it. I wanted to ask something else.
But of course, what else?
You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money?
I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here.
He brushes it off like it's not a thing at all.
No, I mean, come on. You need the money. If it's not a thing, he can give you some.
Could I have some of that unimportant money then?
Oh no, I don't have it on me, officer. I was talking in more general terms.
He looks uncomfortable, his left hand squeezing his son's shoulder. I bet he is uncomfortable.
I'm just spending time with my kid here, showing him around the lesser-known parts of our hometown. It wouldn't be wise to carry huge amounts of cash on such expeditions.
Well, that's true.
Not that he would have to worry about being robbed. He looks surprisingly buff. Does he work out?
Thanks, physical instrument. By the way, do you work out, Trant?
I do some Lomantang stick fighting now and then.
Oh, Lomathong stick fighting, eh?
Lo Mantang stick fighting is a form of martial arts originating from the island of Lo Mantang. It uses slender wooden sticks for confronting the opponent.
Form of martial arts from the Isle of Lomanthong, right?
Actually, a great many cultures have their own version of stick fighting, such as the sacred Mabolo tradition of the Harli people. The name deriving from the butterfruit tree traditionally used for crafting the long, slender sticks, whereas the sticks used in other cultures...
You doze off as he paints you a comprehensive picture of the history of stick fighting among mankind, seasoning it with unexpected pop culture references.
You know, yet another reason to love this game. I was feigning snoring, and then I clicked continue and it said you doze off. Unbelievable.
Man, he's good at speaking. People must love him.
But anyway, I'm boring you with details again. You were saying?
I don't really remember what I was saying.
Then I guess everything got said, right?
I guess so. Great. Thank you for all the interesting information and the kind of boring stuff too.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikael here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Okay, well, we're mutually grateful.
Pick your brain. If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Now that we've talked to them, let's see what else we can do here. Before we look at this wall, I want to check out these other things. Last wall we looked at took a long time and was pretty heavy, actually. Okay, we got some money and another power box. It charges nothing now. It's empty. Ooh, I wonder if there's some way we're going to be able to hook up power to a bunch of things. That would be super cool. The fence blocks the path. No way from here. Okay, but that implies to me that we can get there some other way. Can we go up here? All right, let's look at this wall.
You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D.
Well, you sure can. Although I don't see the R&D. Feld Electrical. Oh my gosh, there it is. Yeah, if I maybe look past my nose. Oh, did we look at that before? Let's see if we can get around the back of the building to that other side past the fence. I didn't think we could. Oh, a thought.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Okay, let's try to see inside before we ask him if he can.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase.
Seems pretty dangerous.
There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. And a small layer of white salt from the sea.
Wow, this is really a beautiful description. The rust and corrosion foaming on the bars. That's really cool. Kim, can you make out what's inside?
No. I won't even try. You know,
He takes his glasses off.
I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Can you still shoot, though?
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I passed my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
That's just a really interesting bit of character development. Okay, can we go back here? There's something over there. It looks like a telephone booth. There's definitely stuff on this roof. I'm hitting tab and not really finding much of anything. Hitting tab along here just to highlight any objects. Let's take a look at what this is. It looks like a jacket, maybe.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Okay, let's take a closer look before we touch this gross thing.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth.
Yeah, it looks like a jacket.
It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
If we pick it up, it's going to be like all crunchy and gross.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
What do you mean, Kim? It might be a clue.
A clue? You think our suspect is a seagull who's been defecating on unsuspecting jackets?
It could have been multiple seagulls. We're not going to say that. No, I don't think that, Kim. Don't be ridiculous.
Me neither.
You should still take it.
I think so. Yes. Oh, it's just a filthy jacket that we can use the interact button in inventory to inspect. Let's do that right now. That's so interesting. Let's go over to the filthy jacket and let's read this here. Filthy jacket. This filthy rag has been at the mercy of the elements for quite some time. It's streaked with seagull shit and abnormally stiff from God knows what natural processes. You can't even tell what brand it is. And when we interact...
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Didn't I just say that? It's like these guys are reading my mind. Man, how did this jacket get so disgusting? Kinda know that answer.
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
I think it's a moral imperative that we hear it.
Some secrets are better left uncovered. Don't even try. Seriously.
No. We're definitely going to think about it.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it.
That is gross.
Why? Why did you think about it? Look at your hands. They're covered in muck.
Oh my gosh, we can wipe our hands on our pants. I bet that's going to cause us some kind of reduction in the pants or something. Let's just say, ew, flick our hands. Like a big drama queen.
Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
This is great. Because of the armor pieces we got, I don't remember if it was the cuirass or the gloves that gave us extra volition, because I was playing that yesterday, or the day before, actually. We now have an extra point. So we were able to take a morale hit without having to instantly use our magnesium, which is awesome. Very exciting. Okay, very good. Thank you, Filthy Jacket. Let's look at this tape that we hadn't looked at yet. The tape you found from a shack on the coast. The A-side has the smallest church in St. Sains written on it, while the B-side is supposed to contain the instrumental version, requires a boombox to play. Hopefully there's one at the karaoke stage in the whirling.
There's no way to listen to the tape without a working tape player or portal reel at hand.
You know, there was one in our hotel room in the whirling, but I don't think we can get back in there.
A pawn shop would have a tape player.
Oh, well, there we go. We can go to Bird's Nest Roy's. That's excellent. Thank you, Reaction Speed. Okay, let's keep going. This is already super exciting. Actually, that super excitement will have to wait until next time. Trust me, though, it will be worth it. Thank you very much for joining Officer Superstar today. The next verse of his ballad will be available tomorrow. Until then, please remember to have your pet spayed or neutered, but not both.